On today's show, the Yankees won their series down in Tropicana Field thanks to a, dare I say, gritty comeback. We'll talk about the game and the heroes who helped the Yankees get their 51st win in their first 69 games. The Yankees are home this weekend to take on the Astros in a 4-game series. We'll preview that series. Plus, there were roster moves and some injury updates. We'll discuss it all next on Locked On Yankees.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, Yankee fans. This is Stacey Gotsoulias. Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'd like to thank you for making Locked On Yankees your first listen every day. We're free and available on all platforms, including Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, and Stitcher. You can watch and subscribe to us on YouTube. Also hit the like button and the bell so you're notified as soon as our videos go live. Plus, feel free to leave a comment if you feel so inclined. And when you get into your car, you can tell your smart device to play podcast Locked On Yankees. Let's discuss last night, because that had the makings of an annoying loss, and then it turned into an incredible win for the Yankees and a bad loss for the Rays. Apparently, according to Marley Rivera of ESPN, the Rays had a 92-game home winning streak in which they did not give up a lead when they were leading by at least 3 runs or more. They were leading by 3 runs in last night's game, and the Yankees came back and won. So there were a lot of heroes last night. Actually, one big hero, José Trevino, because of course it was José Trevino who had the big hit to put the Yankees ahead. But before we get to that, we'll discuss the rest of the game. Aaron Judge doing Aaron Judge things, i.e. hitting home runs in a game after the game in which he did not start. It seems he always does this. I think it's part of the Yankees' plan. I think Aaron Boone knows. He's like, hey, let's give Judgy a day off, and then he'll probably hit 2 home runs tomorrow. And that's what happened. Like, what? I don't understand. It's weird, but it's cool because Judge now has 27 home runs on June 23rd. He hit his first home run off starter Shane Baz, and then he hit his second home run in the 7th inning off Poche. Now, the Yankees, even though they won, were 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position, because when Trevino came up and hit that home run to put the Yankees ahead, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa was on first base. He ran as if they were doing a hit and run, and Trevino was like, I got this. I'm just going to hit it out. Makes it easier for everyone. Yeah. Judge was 2 for 5. Trevino was 2 for 5. Donaldson had a hit. Carpenter had a hit. And that was it. The Yankees were kind of quiet offensively. There were a few good defensive plays. Trevino, that inning where Jordan Montgomery got himself into trouble, it was already 4-1 at that point, and the bases were loaded, and Trevino nailed, who was it at third? Now I can't remember. I'm picturing the play, and I can't remember who was at third. And Stanton threw a dart, that's what everyone's saying, threw a dart from right field to second base, got Arozarena out, although that had to be reviewed. Second base ump Ryan Blakely was not having a good time last night. He was the guy behind home plate in the first game whose strike zone was huge. So it seems he has issues in the field as well, which doesn't bode well for him or for anyone who's playing a game while he's the ump. Now, Isaac Paredes hit another home run off Jordan Montgomery in the second inning. So did Brujan. Just what? What? Yeah, Jordan Montgomery, it was rough, but he lasted 6 innings. So he gave up the 4 runs, gave up those 2 home runs, only had 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, gave up 9 hits, could have been worse. It really could have been worse. He could have been taken out earlier. The Yankees could have had to go to their bullpen earlier. He could have, really been bombed more than 4 runs. So not terrible, not great. Does that make sense? And then Clark Schmidt came in, pitched an inning, gave up a hit, gave up 1 walk, struck out 1. Michael King had a strikeout. Clay Holmes had a strikeout. Can I just say, when Michael King and Clay Holmes are on, it is an absolute pleasure to watch those 2 pitch. Their pitches just look like wiffle balls when they're really working. Clay Holmes' sinker is really not fair. And I'm so glad he's on the Yankees and not on a different team. It is a pleasure watching him work every other day. Honestly. Actually, you know what? While we're here, and I say here, while I'm on Baseball Savant, I need to look at Clay Holmes because, my goodness, that one at bat that he had, well, you know what I mean. He didn't have the at bat. He doesn't bat because he's a pitcher. That 1 strikeout to Taylor Walls, it was this penultimate out, the second out and the almost last out of the game. He went, I just said that his sinker is fun to watch. 7 pitches, all sinkers. 97.3, 98.3, 97.5, 99.2, 99 on the nose, 98 on the nose, 97.9. That was the last one. And it went just below Walls' bat for the strikeout. Actually, that 7th pitch was low. Like really low. There was also the second sinker that he threw was a ball that Walls didn't chase, and it was low. But it looked like Holmes he figured he would get him to swing at one for the last pitch, like in that same spot, because some of them were outside. And pitch 2 of the at-bat, pitch 6 of the at-bat, and the last pitch of the at-bat, 7, were all below the zone. And that last pitch, number 7, Walls swung over it. Now, the last out, Yandy Diaz hit a ball to DJ LeMahieu. He covered on first. He also got Vidal Brujan to ground out. That was the first out of the inning. 4-pitch at bat, all sinkers. And that last at bat against Diaz, he snuck in a slider. Everything else was a sinker. That's all he threw. That's amazing. Here, wait, I gotta look because that's just what? That's so funny. Yeah, he threw 16 pitches, 15 sinkers, 1 slider. His max on the sinker was 100.3. His average for the year is 96.8, but he averaged on those 15 sinkers 98.2. Clay Holmes is just, he's amazing. It's, wow. He's fun to watch. In a moment, we'll continue the discussion about last night's game. But first, whether you're ready to pop the question or you're celebrating a milestone moment, find jewelry as unique as her with the modern convenience of online shopping at BlueNile.com. Blue Nile has simple online tools that let you choose the diamond shape, size, and clarity, as well as the setting style. Blue Nile's bench jewelers will then handcraft her perfect engagement ring. Each ring is one of a kind. Blue Nile is the original online jeweler. Since 1999, they've helped millions of couples create their perfect engagement ring. So whether you're customizing an engagement ring or designing diamond stud earrings, online jeweler Blue Nile will allow you to create a bigger, more brilliant piece than you can imagine at a price you won't find at a traditional jeweler. Not perfect? No problem. They have a $100 satisfaction guarantee, and you can shop stress-free with guaranteed free shipping and returns. If you need your special purchase fast, in most cases, Blue Nile can deliver overnight, and every order is insured and arrives in discreet packaging that won't give away what's inside. So make your moments sparkle with jewelry from BlueNile.com, and Locked On Yankees listeners get $50 off purchases of $500 or more. This podcast exclusive includes engagement. Use code LOCKEDON. That's code LOCKEDON. So shop stress-free and find your forever peace. Go to BlueNile.com today. Thank you for making Locked On Yankees your first listen every day. One live NBA draft show is not enough for Locked On. The entire NBA channel is going live on NBA draft nights. So if you have a favorite NBA team, make sure you subscribe now to their Locked On YouTube channel so you get notified when they go live on NBA draft night. So let's talk about Michael King, because I was talking about how great his pitches are. He threw 11 pitches last night, and he broke them down pretty evenly. 3 changeups, 3 sliders, 3 sinkers, 2 four-seam fastballs. Now, his slider was down velocity-wise, looks like almost 1.5 miles per hour. His changeup was up. His sinker was up, and so was his four-seamer. But watching Michael King pitch is just as fun as watching Clay Holmes pitch, because the balls just go in weird directions, and it's amazing to watch, honestly. Like, it's almost not quite like Adam Ottavino. You know, remember how his pitches would really disappear like a wiffle ball? But it's close watching those guys, and it's a pleasure watching those guys. Now, Clark Schmidt also pitched, as I mentioned, 22 pitches, 12 sliders, 4 knuckle curves, 3 sinkers, 3 four-seam fastballs. His velocity was basically unchanged. There wasn't that much of a difference in all of his pitches. Jordan Montgomery, 81 pitches in those 6 innings, 27 sinkers, 17 changeups, 15 curveballs, 12 cutters, 10 four-seam fastballs. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Huh. Yeah, looking at his velocity, not much of a change in any of the pitches. The four-seamer, the sinker, and the changeup were slightly up, very slight, from the year average last night. And the curveball and cutter were slightly down from his yearly average, so not much of a difference. Yeah. I wanted to look at, while we're here, because I like looking at the matchups, as I said, the pitches that he gave up the home runs on. Oh, all right. Wasn't a cutter this time. Paredes. Curveball. 80-mile-an-hour curveball. Yeah, that wasn't a great pitch. I mean, obviously we saw that last night, but yeah, that wasn't really great. Boy. And then Brujan was a sinker. Montgomery threw 2 sinkers to him. The first one was low, and Brujan took it. It was below the zone. And then the second one didn't sink. You know, it was a little bit in, but, you know, kind of middle. Like, all right, if you're not watching on YouTube, middle from up and down. Like from the top of the zone to the bottom of the zone, it was more in the middle. From left to right, it was more inside. Does that make sense? Okay. But I will say about the Yankees last night, they kept the Rays at 4. And the Rays couldn't do anything after that. That play that José Trevino made by throwing, I can't remember who it was, out at third, really, that changed the game. I almost felt in that moment, I thought to myself, I think they could come back and win this. I think that might actually help them win. So, yeah, that was a big play. So the Yankees win 2 out of 3 against the Rays, 5 out of 6 against them in the past week. Not bad considering what a nightmare House of Horrors Tropicana Field has been for the Yankees recently. But so far this season, they've done pretty well. They keep winning series. That's the most important thing. So tonight, the Yankees are playing the Astros. They're playing them for the next 4 days. The Locked On Astros hosts had a live stream last night. I didn't join in, but I was on YouTube in the chat, and Eric from Locked On Astros predicted the Astros were going to win 3 out of 4. So if anyone from the Yankees is watching this, we're going to need you to not allow that to happen. That'd be great. So tonight, Framber Valdez against Jameson Taillon. Their numbers are very similar. Valdez's ERA is 2.78, while Taillon is 2.70. Taillon is 8-1. Valdez is 7-3. That is in 13 starts. His last start against the White Sox, he went 6 innings, gave up 3 runs on 8 hits, did not walk anyone, struck out 7. The previous start to that was the 11th against the Marlins. He actually ended up losing that game, even though he only gave up 2 runs on 4 hits in 6 innings. And against Kansas City on the 5th, also went 6 innings. That seems to be a thing with him. He won that decision. And, okay, listen to this. Against the Marlins, 2 runs on 4 hits with 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Got the loss. The week before, against Kansas City, 2 runs on 4 hits in 6 innings with 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. That's weird. Isn't that weird? That's kind of weird. That's kind of cool, though. I wonder how, I don't think that's a usual thing. I wonder if a pitcher has ever done that, where they get the same numbers in the line in consecutive starts. Who can look that up for us? That would be something. As for Taillon, well, we all know he's been doing pretty well. He recovered nicely from his not so great start against Minnesota. Again, as I keep saying, Minnesota was beating up on everyone. In his last start against Toronto, 5 2/3 innings, no runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. Got the win. That was the 4-0 game on Saturday. Prior to that, against the Cubs, 5 innings, 3 runs on 8 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Minnesota did not get a decision. Only lasted 4 innings, gave up 4 runs on 9 hits with a walk and 3 strikeouts. But he has looked good so far this season, and he's been healthy. Yes, I'm knocking on wood. I'm very superstitious. I cannot help it. I know people think it's goofy. I don't care. So in a moment, we will continue with the preview of this series between the Yankees and the Astros. But first, our partner has a product I use literally every day. I started taking AG1 because I wanted better gut health, more energy. I don't like taking pills and vitamins, and I've been like that since I'm a kid. And I wanted a supplement that actually tastes great. I've been on it since the beginning of March. I love it because it doesn't taste super healthy. It actually tastes good, though. I take it every morning before breakfast and before coffee, and especially before I work out. With 1 delicious scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, nervous system, immune system, energy, recovery, focus, and aging. All the things that I need. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million pills to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/MLB Network. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/MLB Network to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. So let's continue our preview of this series against the Astros. Now, I will say, so far so good for the Yankees. 2 out of 3. Well, actually, it started with the sweep against the Rays, then 2 out of 3 against the Jays, and 2 out of 3 against the Rays. So that's a pretty good start to this crazy time that the Yankees have, where they're not off till July 4th and playing all these people. So, yeah, so far so good. Tomorrow night, Verlander against Severino. Justin Verlander has been very good this year. Not that Severino hasn't been good, but Verlander has been very good this year. So tomorrow night, 7:05 start. It is an Amazon game. If you don't have Amazon, you gotta listen to John. No, well, it might not be John. It might be Justin and Susan, because John Sterling's taking some time off or not doing as many games. The man is turning 84 on July 4th. So, yeah, he needs a break. Justin Verlander is 8-3 with a 2.30 ERA in 81 strikeouts, and that is in 82 1/3 innings. Now, for his career, Justin Verlander has 3,070 1/3 innings on that arm. He had Tommy John surgery. He's 39 years old. How is he doing this? Like, really, how is he doing this? I don't understand. It's kind of annoying, truth be told. So his last game against Chicago, he actually lost. Only lasted 3 2/3 innings, gave up 4 runs on 9 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. His 2 prior starts, he lasted 7 in both of them, only gave up 1 run between the 2 of them. Against Miami, he only struck out 5, but against Seattle on June 7th, he struck out 12, and he got the win in both of those starts. So, again, how is he doing this? I don't understand. I really don't. Luis Severino, 4-1 with a 3.27 ERA. And that is in 66 innings on the nose. He has 80 strikeouts in 66 innings. That's a nice ratio. Now, he does not have a decision in his last 2 starts. On the 19th against Toronto, gave up 5 runs in 5 innings, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts, only 3 hits. So kind of, Against the Cubs, he went 6 innings, gave up 1 run on 7 hits, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts. Oh, yeah, that was the game that went, right? That was the extra inning game. Yeah, that was annoying. Poor Severino. He pitched his butt off and did really well. And then, the Yankees won, but it took them a while to do it. Against Detroit, 7 innings on June 4th. No runs, 1 hit, 10 strikeouts, and 1 walk. That's why his strikeouts are so high. That's 29 strikeouts in his last 3 starts. That's pretty good, Luis Severino. I would take that every day and twice on Sunday. And oh, no, that's right. It's not the final matchup because it's a 4-game series. Saturday. Is Saturday a Fox game? I would assume so, just because it's Yankees Astros. But, you never know. Oh, it's not. Interesting. It's a 1:05 game on Saturday. I'm actually shocked. I really thought that they would want Astros Yankees just because of the history and everything on, not Yes, it is on Yes, on Fox. Okay. Christian Javier, 4-3 with a 3.07 ERA, 68 strikeouts. That is in 55 2/3 inning. Wow, 68 strikeouts in 55 2/3 innings. That's pretty good. His last start against Chicago, White Sox, 5 innings, 1 run on 2 hits, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, got the win. Against Texas on the 13th, didn't get the decision. Gave up 2 runs on 5 hits in 6 innings with 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. He got the loss against Seattle on June 6th. Only lasted 3 2/3 innings, gave up 5 runs on 6 hits with 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. Garrett Cole, 6-1 with pi as his ERA. Again, I don't have to tell you what pi is, you know. He has 103 strikeouts in 80 and 1/3 innings of work. Nice job, Garrett Cole. He went 7 1/3 innings against Tampa the other night. Didn't get the decision. Nearly had not a perfect game, a no-hitter. Gave up 1 run on 1 hit, 3 walks, 12 strikeouts. The decision before that against Tampa. The decision before that against Tampa on the 14th. No runs, 5 hits, 6 innings, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. And then he had that really bad start against Minnesota on the 9th. 2 1/3 innings, 7 runs, 8 hits, 5 home runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. So he seems to have recovered from that. Hopefully that trend will continue and he'll be okay against the Astros. And then on Sunday, in the finale, it's a 1:35 start. I'm really shocked that these aren't national games. Why aren't I mean, I don't mind, really, but I'm just surprised that they're not national games because, again, it's Yankees Astros. So, yeah, that's on yes. The only one that you have to worry about is Friday night on Amazon. If you don't have Amazon, again, you can listen to the radio. So Sunday is Nestor Cortez against Jose. Okay, so on Sunday, it's Jose Urquidy, who's 6-3 with a 4.68 ERA, 52 strikeouts. And that is in 67 1/3 innings. He will be facing off against Nestor Cortez, who had a bit of a rough outing in his last start, uncharacteristically giving up home runs back-to-back. He's actually gone every other start. This is interesting. Okay. I mean, I know this because I watch the games, but it's interesting to see it listed the way it is. Okay, so on the 21st against Tampa the other night, 4 1/3 innings, 4 runs on 6 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts, lost. Against Tampa on the 15th, 5 1/3 innings, 1 run on 3 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, got the win. On the 8th against Minnesota, 4 1/3 innings, 4 runs on 7 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. What? That's almost like, was it Valdez that had the line that was similar? And now Nestor Cortez is alternating. So expect him to go longer than 4 1/3, maybe, on Sunday. But that's so odd. I know you guys are like, what? But no, seriously. I have a thing with numbers. I've always been like that. And this is just, that is so odd. That line is almost exactly the same. The one against Minnesota, at Minnesota, and the one against Tampa, in Tampa. The only difference is there were 6 hits the other night and 7 hits against Minnesota, but every other number is the same. I love that sort of thing. I really do. I don't know. I'm such a geek. I'm such a numbers geek. This is so silly. But anyway. So yeah, those are your matchups. I will not make a prediction like Eric from Locked On Astros did because I'm never comfortable with that. I mean, I said opening day that I thought the Red Sox were going to win 2 out of 3 and the Yankees won 2 out of 3. So, you know, I don't know. This could go either way. I will be upset if the Astros win 3 out of 4, obviously, because the Yankees are doing so well and winning series and, you know, looking good against teams that are just below them in the standings. And it would be disappointing if they lost 3 out of 4. I wouldn't mind a split. It wouldn't be the best, but it wouldn't be bad if they got a split. It's Houston. They're facing Justin Verlander. You never know what's going to happen there. Then again, they not demolished, but they hit Alek Manoah, who was coming into a game with a sub-2 ERA. So, yeah, you never know. Plus, as I keep saying, this team is not the Yankees of 2021, obviously. They're 51-18 in 69 games. the 28 Yankees, the 39 Yankees, and the 98 Yankees. Those three teams started off with the same record. All three of those teams won the World Series. No pressure. So on tomorrow's show, we'll have a recap of tonight's game and anything else that needs to go on. Oh, quickly. Clark Schmidt, option to AAA. Ryan Weber, who elected free agency. He came into one of the games at the stadium, pitched really well for them when they needed him to, signed with Scranton. Zach Britton, Aroldis Chapman throwing in Tampa. Jonathan Loizaga is on the way back. Domingo Germán is on the way back. Aroldis Chapman also said about Clay Holmes that he earned the closer's role. So please listen to your former closer, Aaron Boone, and please don't use him unless it's a situation where the Yankees are either down by 10 runs or up by 10 runs. But I'd much rather watch Clay Holmes as the closer right now. So that's it for this episode of Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'd like to remind you that you can listen to this show in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Odyssey, Spotify, Stitcher, or anywhere else you get your podcasts. You can watch and subscribe to us on YouTube. Again, like and comment on YouTube as well. Hit the bell notification so you know when our videos go live. And when you get into your car, tell your smart device to play podcast Locked On Yankees. The first picks of the Ultimate NBA Mock Draft have been made, so search now for Ultimate NBA Mock Draft and get over 50 insiders, the Odyssey sports experts, and the draft experts of Locked On NBA Big Board. The 5-episode Ultimate NBA Mock Draft is underway, so make the Ultimate NBA Mock Draft your second listen today. It's free and available wherever you get podcasts. One more thing, if you could be so kind, please rate the podcast and spread the word about this podcast to your fellow Yankee fans. We would really appreciate it. So enjoy your Thursday, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.